What does a developer do day to day? Well, like I said in my previous two videos, we do a lot with Git. So last time I talked about Git rebasing. This time we're going to talk about rebasing interactively. Stay tuned. Whoa, hit the brakes. If you're new to this channel and you haven't clicked subscribe, well, subscribe. I want you to be a part of my tribe. Click the subscribe button. Also, if you want to be informed of new videos, click the bell. It'll notify you every week when I put up new videos. All right, let's get started. So last time I did an intro to Git rebasing. Basically, you have the branch master, you branch off of master, other people are still contributing to master, and in order to be up to date, you want to rebase so that it looks like you branched from the recent changes on master. But there's so much more you can do with rebasing. You can literally change history. So let's get into that. Now, I've already pulled down master, branched off of master, named it demo for YouTube, made some changes, added it, committed it, and pushed up to GitHub. So the first thing we're going to do is type in git log. I'm going to put the command up here so that you can get this preview that I have, but the first thing you want to do is look at your Git commit history. So once you type in git log, you're going to appear at your Git commit history view. And you'll see here that that's master, it's already on GitHub, and you'll see here that this is my branch, demo for YouTube. And in between there, you'll see the different commit messages that I've made. So all of this is my stuff. Now, it's time for a warning. So if you're working on a team and you're rebasing, you do not want to make any changes from here down. If you do that, you're essentially destroying history for everybody on your team. You don't want to do that. It's going to make them really mad. So avoid stuff that's already been pushed up to GitHub and that your team has seen. Only rebase on your branch. Okay, so let's work on my branch. You'll see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commit messages that I have committed to Git. So we're gonna need to remember that number because it's important for a Git interactive rebase. So I'm gonna quit with Q, then I'm gonna type in Git Rebase-Interactive, or I for short. Then I'm gonna type in head in all caps, then tilde, and then the number of commit messages I want to go back. And I want to go back to all of my commit messages, so I'm going to type in 5. And finally, we're going to press enter. Now you're officially in the interactive rebase view. So first off, at the top, you will see all of your commit messages. You'll see all 5 that I have. And by each one, you'll see the command pick. Next, you'll see the other commands that you can put in place of pick, including reword, edit, squash, fix up, execute, and drop. Lastly, you'll see some extra warnings that you want to be aware of, and I think they're important enough for me to read to you now. So, these lines can be reordered. They are executed from top to bottom. If you remove a line here, that commit will be lost. However, if you remove everything, the rebase will be aborted. Note that empty commits are commented out. So the first line is basically saying that before, when we were looking at git log, your commit messages were like this. They were from top to bottom. But here, they're flipped, and they're going to be executed this way instead. Also, if you remove a line, say I just deleted that line, that means it's gone forever. You can't take it back once you save this. But if you remove all the lines, then it's going to abort this rebase, and it's going to be as if you never changed anything. Lastly, you'll see right here there are hashtags or octothorpes, whatever they're called, in front of all these lines. That means they're commented out and Git will ignore them. It means they don't exist as far as Git is concerned. That's important, and you'll see why it's important in a few seconds when we go further into rebasing. Okay, so for the sake of this tutorial, we're only going to be using 3 of the keywords that you can use during Git interactive rebasing. And those words are pick, reword, and squash. I feel like once you get a handle on these 3 words, the rest of them are gonna be easy breezy. Okay, so I just wanna pause, make sure you're feeling good, that you're feeling like you're in a safe space, and that you're confident about moving forward. So far we know that if you're working on a team, you shouldn't change anything that's already on GitHub and on master. Also, we learned that this right here is the command that you will use to start a Git Interactive rebase. And if you're feeling this so far, go ahead and put in the comments below, getting better. Okay, so I'm gonna apply some of those commands to my Git commit messages. So instead of having pick, I'm gonna change it to either reword or squash. So down here, I see that I have to do here and to do here. And I really feel like based off what I changed, I can just have one commit there. So I'm gonna squash them together. Now, remember I said that instead of your commit messages being like this, how they were in the Git log, they're actually flipped over. So when you're rebasing, realize that you are squashing to the previous commit, and that previous commit is actually the one above it and not below. So I'm gonna squash this one. And I'm just gonna put an S for squash. If you look below, you can either type in one letter or you can type in the whole word. Now up here, I realized that at the end of my Git commit message, I have a typo. So I'm going to reword that. And I'm gonna change this pick to an R for reword. And then I'm going to save it and go to the next view. I'm in Vim, so I'm gonna Control C. I'm gonna press colon and X and enter. And that's gonna take me to the rewording view. I wanna point out that at one point in time, I did a git add and a git commit. And had I realized that I made the typo then and there, I could have just done a git commit -- amend and amended that commit message. But because I did other commits, I can't do that anymore because you can only use the -- amend tag on the previous commit. But with Git Rebase-Interactive, you can reword as many commits as you want throughout all of history. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna press I because I'm in Vim, and that's how you start to change things. And I'm going to fix this typo. Add links for issues page and labeling structure. And then I'm gonna press Control C, I'm gonna colon X, and then that's gonna take me to my squash view. So here you'll see that these are all my commits that I did, and particularly I need you to notice that these are the only 2 lines that do not have a hashtag in front of them. Everything else that has a hashtag is going to be ignored by Git. But what you want to do is you want to ignore at least one of those commit messages because you want to squash them together. So I think, let's see, fix to-do list so that it uses checkboxes, add installation guide and to-do list. I think the first one pretty much sums it up. So I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna put a hashtag in front of this one. And now Git is gonna ignore that one. Lastly, I'm gonna do Control C, colon, X, and I'm gonna save it. And that's all there is to interactive rebasing. Now, finally, you can do a Git Push. And this is where I just wanna point out a command. Git Push is not gonna work here. You made changes, you changed history. So in order for Git to know that you aren't just flubbing around, you gotta force that stuff up to GitHub. And that is Git Push -F for force and enter. That's it. That's all there is to Git interactive rebasing. So go ahead and practice it, get more comfortable with it, and you will officially be admired by all those who are still afraid to rebase. And they'll be like, ah, yes, you know how to rebase. Please show me how. I mean, you'll be the talk of the town. So now that you know how to rebase and you're feeling like you can do this on your own, please go ahead, find me on Twitter, find me on Instagram, @me, and hashtag coding like a boss. I want to see what you're doing. I want to be a part of your tribe and I want you to be a part of mine. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe because I want to see you back here next time. All right, bye.